Ready? So, cool. The last thing we left off was, in this edit, we had, okay, don't need this. Yeah, I'll leave that alone. We had a post to /trainers with this like ID interpolated. And then I added the last thing that we left off of part one is I added this like hidden input. And then I did something called underscore method, right? Because I'm going to overwrite what the method is. And when I'm overwriting the method of post, I'm going to overwrite it with something called patch. So it should do a patch to /trainers/ID. Cool. So if I look to see, do I have a patch to /trainer/ID? And if you remember, when I hit it, when I submitted this form, did it work? No, it busted on me. And I was like thinking out loud, like, all right, I need to use something called this rack method override. And like in the middle of like trying to figure out what the syntax was and where to put it, we killed the lecture in like high suspense, right? Like, ooh, man, like Mission Impossible, right? So turns out I remembered, like literally a couple minutes after we walked out. Inside, where would I want to put the rack method override? Right. Do I want to override the method in one controller or all of the controllers? One controller or all of the controllers? Context clues. Yeah, all the controllers. So is there a master controller that everything possibly inherits from that I want to put this in? Luckily for me, in application controller, I have something called configure already. And all I did was I set the method override to true. And what this does is allows me to override post with either put, patch, or delete to give me that full CRUD functionality from the internet. Cool? So that being said, if I have this line of code and I am not working on something else for work, I'm back in here. Oh, just kidding. Didn't see that. Shotgun. Okay. Wow, early, huh? This is what, day 2 with you guys? Cool. Getting made fun of already. This is good. This is good. Oh, no, it wasn't you. Cool. So what is this route that's going to get me this edit form? How do I get this edit form? What route do I want to hit? The one that's highlighted, correct. Yes, very good. It's /trainers, right? But specifically, a particular one, that's why I need the ID, and I'm going to be editing it. So I can just go to trainers / the only one I made because I'm a dirtbag, and edit. Yeah? And it should be the great and powerful Mike Chang, right? After having lunch with him, maybe he forgot to Venmo me. 0. That didn't happen. Mike's a champ. He totally Venmo'd me. I would never talk trash about Mike. You know what? 1,000. Promotion. Right? Mike champ. Yes. All right. So if I hit this, right, with that rack method override set to true, I should in fact be able to override the post, hit that patch, and hit that binding. So luckily for me, bloop, I'm like hanging here, and I could see that I'm in the patch. Yay. Right? But what are my params? Let's think. Bloop. 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 What do you think my params will be? I see you, man. I know you know everything.
I know.
Slow down, Jesus.
I don't know.
Yeah. Guess out loud. What's up? Send it.
Would it be like trainers class attributes?
Yes, you would definitely get, because remember, the params come across from every input. So we have this name here. So I know I'm going to get a key of t underscore name. That's going to be Mike Champ, because that's the value I put in the form. I know I'm going to get a key of badges, right, with 1,000, right, so we boosted them up from 999, nothing comes up across submit. But do I have another input in this form? Ooh, dirty. No bueno. So I have something on my hidden input that's coming across as underscore method, the value of patch. Can I use this to edit, or rather update, or create a new trainer? If I pass that in, what do you think will happen? I'm tying my shoes over here, I'm sorry. Let's just say I did something like trainer. Oops, just kidding. I need to find it first, right? So this is like, let's just put, Mike here. Trainer.find with the ID of 1, because those are the params, right? I can easily do like params with the key of ID. And what should I get? Trainer 1, right? Bam. Mike. Mike Chang. I wanted to do something called update. Where is update coming from? Active record, right? Powerful active record. Just like a built-in feature. Yeah.
So that's the instance without that method patching it? Even though never mind, sorry.
No, you're cool. So I'm looking at trying to update this. Can I throw in the params? Send it.
Is method in active record automated, automatic thingy, or does active record account for the method with the underscore, or does it not account for it as a method?
Undefined method, underscore method. Why would it be doing this? Did I answer your question, by the way? All right, cool. I have a habit of like blowing over people's questions. It's not an attribute, right? There's no such thing as underscore method when it tries to update the attributes of the great and powerful Mike Chang. There is only the T name and the badges. So I can do something dirty, and that is like update the attributes. And I can say, hey, update that T name with the params. T name, so boring. And then I can do what? I want to update the badges with the params of like badges. This is dirty. True, right? And then I look at Mike again, and it's Mike Champ badges 1000. That's awful code, right? Hopefully exaggerated by my size, but that's not something like you want to write. You want to be able to use this mass assignment because it's so powerful, it's so fast, it's so much more readable. So really what I'm looking at doing is taking these params, and the idea is I want to isolate inside its own hash only these two, right? I don't necessarily want the ID in its own hash or with this hash, because the idea is that I want to be able to take these two, make it its own hash, and then run Mike.update with this hash with only those two attributes. Does that make sense? Yeah. So like, for example, right? Let's just take a little hashy equals to like this hash, right? Cool. So if I see hashy, I see this. Cool. Let's just say I have a hash with the key of like trash. Don't want this like trash attribute, right? I do not want this attribute, and it's, for example, patch. Cool? I don't want this attribute. So if I look at hashy, I should see trash attribute, patch, right? Making some parallels here. Cool? And then if I do hashy with a key of something I want, right? Like this is the nested hash that I actually want, right? Where I can isolate these two attributes to pass in for mass assignment. So I will just simply make this its own hash. And then under here, I can do something like T underscore name. And I want to pass that into like my new name. So if I were to go to hashy, I can see that I have this trash attribute and then another nested hash with tname. I can also add, if I really wanted to, maybe not this, but something like badges. And this could be like, I don't know, 867530999. Cool, right? I'm calling Jenny. It's my girl. So can I do something like, now that I see hashes and I see this nested hash, wouldn't it be cool if I did something like Mike.update with the hashy at a key of nested hash? Wouldn't that make more sense? All right, because I've isolated, right? Let's see what hashy at a key of nested hash is. It's only the attributes that I want. If I look back at hashy, I could see I have this trash attribute pointing to patch, probably another trash attribute like underscore method, like trash, right? I want to be able to pull out only the parts that I want, and by doing that, I can use mass assignment. Yeah, what's up?
Is there any reason why you kept that trash attribute in the hash, or was that just for demonstration?
This is for demonstration purposes because I'm trying to show you that I can have this, right, which looks like params, right? Looks like params. But I want to nest only the attributes that I want so I can use mass assignment. Did you see how that worked? Let me show you how to do it. Cool. Wouldn't it be nice if I had something like trainer pointing to the key of tname, and then I can do something like trainer pointing to a key of badges. I think that'll work. Or do I have to do this? I think that'll work. We'll figure it out. Bloop. Bloop. Cool. Ready? If I were to go to this edit again. Let's take a look at what happens. I can look at my form, and I could see on my form action. Is that better? I can see this trainer with the key of tname, and this trainer with the key of badges. Let's see what happens. All right, let's take a look. What's the favorite number? Okay, the answer to everything, got it. I hit submit, and I'm back in the binding. Let's take a look at what params are. Trainer is a nested hash with only the attributes that I want. Powerful. Would it make sense if I did something like Mike.update with params, but a key of trainer? Sure would. Okay, I typed that in wrong. Oh, yeah, that's right. Mike doesn't exist, right? Because first I'll have to trainer.find by. Right? I done goofed, but it's somewhere here. Cool. That was tough. That was tough. I almost ran out of air. Bloop. Good to go. Yes, Dan.
Is this nested hash in the name attribute a Ruby/Sinatra exclusive thing, or would that work with like PHP or like that?
This should work with all languages because I'm simply adding a nested hash inside regular HTML. All right, this is the attribute of name. And remember, name is what the key will come across in my params hash. If I made my own nested hash inside the params hash, I can start isolating the values that I want so I can use mass assignment. If I take a look at params, I see this trash underscore method pointing to patch, and I have ID here, which again I don't want. I only want these values. So if I had params at a key of trainer, that looks like the params that I really want. So in order to isolate, I see, the only way to isolate is I can nest inside my forms, inside my input, this key. I called it trainer because it makes sense that these would be the trainer params as I update this trainer. I could have named this, I don't know, bubblegum. I don't know why that came up to my mind. All right, and I put bubblegum. What do you think would come across here? Right here, over here, this one. It'd be bubblegum, right? But bubblegum literally has no context here. It don't make no sense, all right? I'm editing a trainer, so naturally I would want that nested key to be called trainer. Cool? And you'll see this convention used in Rails. This is just me introducing how and why it's working and what it's going to be doing for us. Does that make sense? Are there any questions? Because this is very important in regards to like understanding forms and then nested forms, nested hashes, and using mass assignment. Yes, sir?
You don't have to declare, like, say, you know, hash.
No, I don't have to declare it because it will build it for me. Auto magically. Yeah? I only did that because I needed to show you the steps, but if I do a hash literal, it will just automatically build it for me. Just like this. I know. Ruby's money.
In one of the labs, they had like next to pirate lab, they had like multiple ships. So we had an empty, I guess, bracket. What does that bracket mean?
It's a very good question. HTML is not perfect. As I alluded to earlier, the internet is sort of like broken. You can use that in the way that it will evaluate. You can start pushing in keys as like an empty array. If you want to look at that lab together, we can offline, or rather, if everyone wants to do it, I'll do an optional lecture for it. Cool? But that lab was written in what? What framework? Sinatra or Ruby? Sinatra. We're jumping to Ruby tomorrow. So I can do it for you, but I'm gonna cut into your Ruby time. It's okay. We could talk about pirate booty later. Yeah? Any questions on yes?
So we're only manipulating this specific ERB so that we can preview it? Is that wrong?
We can preview it?
Well, I mean, because the method's supposed to be patch, right?
It is
And
patch.
there's oh, okay. Got it. But we made it post so that we can take
Remember, HTTP only understands get and post. So the form should be either get or post, but then I'm going to sneakily override it with patch so that it hits inside my trainer's controller. It will hit this patch. And that's why. And so I've been stuck in this binding the whole time whenever I call params. Does that make sense? Because now it's in this binding, it's going to submit this form to the patch, to trainers with the ID with this data. This is where the params are coming from. Yeah?
So then what's the purpose of the name attribute?
What's the purpose of what?
The name attribute on your input?
Because it makes it a patch.
The method?
Correct. So,
The method is like magic?
right. So let's take a look.
You have to say underscore method, that's like the name. That's a hack. That's how you
This is known as probably the most common hack of the internet because the browser and HTTP does not understand put, patch, or delete. Right?
So that's being interpreted by the browser and not Sinatra?
That's being interpreted by rack. Right? So I will post, and then rack, using rack method override, will see this, and then we'll route it to the proper controller using a patch following the action. So that I can hit, instead of, if I had a post to trainers/ID, which is like, actually, I don't even have it. I don't even have that path. But I do have a patch to /trainers ID, and that's this one. Not RESTfully, no. Cool. And I'll dive into that toward the end of this. Are there any questions on just this nested hash? How I was able to use this nested hash inside the form to get to mass assignment? Perf. So inside this patch, you do not want to make the mistake that I did and immediately call mic.update, right? That's not going to work. Remember, I need to talk to the model, and then I render that view, and response. Cool? So what do I need from the model here? I need the trainer I'm trying to update, right? So trainer.find with the, do I have access to params here? Yes, right, from the URL. Bloop, 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 right? Will I need to pass this into the view?
Do I need to derive trainer from it? I don't know, we're not looking at anything.
Well, let's just do this for now. Trainer. All right, now I have access to this trainer, and then I want to do trainer.update with the, just the params, the whole params. What about the nested params that I just built, right? Trainer. Did I answer your question? I feel like I was like going that way, right? Yeah. And so now that the model is done, right? I've gotten the data I needed from the model. I've done that update. Is there anything else I need to do with the model? Is there anything else I need to interact with the database with? Right? Yeah. Update will actually save as well. Cool.
The trainer doesn't have access for.
Well, let's determine. Let's think about this, right? Remember, kind of told you like in this RESTful routing lecture, in this patch, should I ERB or should I redirect? I should redirect, right? I should redirect to what route? This, I want to probably show it, right? And what's the show route? Trainer/ID. Remember, the redirect is just going to give me that get. Do I have the trainer ID here? Okay, at trainer.id. It does, but we're also in a Ruby file. So let's not get it twisted. Ready? Bloop. Right? Because it looked like a Ruby. But it also happens to be already Ruby. So careful where you do your ice cream cones and where you do that string interpolation. Right? Does anyone have any questions as to when I would use ice cream cones, when I would use string interpolation? Very good. Right? String interpolation, right, is just like what you know already. And that is I want to interpolate variables possibly inside a string in a Ruby file. I want to use those ice cream cones. I want to use those Rails snippets when I'm writing Ruby in an HTML file. Cool? Perf. Great. I did this update. I did this redirect. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Are there any questions? Yeah?
So does the override we wrote in the application controller, once it's true, it's going to look in every fast RMs for underscore method, and if it finds it, it will override.
Correct.
And if it's not there, it's going to.
Yep. The rack method override is built on rack, which is like that middleware, which is like that run and use, and it will intercept every single request, process things that it needs to process for us so that we can use it quite easily on the other side. Awesome. All right. Let's just bang out this, yeah?
When I was looking it up, is use the same thing if you did like use wrap, like method override? Is that doing the same thing as that?
Yeah. Use rack method override will do the same, yeah. But setting in the configure rack method override to true is the same. In Sinatra, you have to put it every single time. But Rails, out the box. Right? Rails will do it for you. So this is, again, like that step one, that foundation of understanding what's going on. Because if we were to jump straight to Rails, and then I did this for you in your form, you'd be like, the frick? Like, why are you doing that? But now you can see it breaks. I have to specify and manually add this rack method override, and then it will work. And so when you get it in Rails, you're like, okay, Rails is doing this rack method override for me. Cool? Awesome. So I can tell it's kind of late. I know you actually want to do some coding. There's been a lot of lectures today. So delete is a little weird in Sinatra, so I'm actually going to skip it, and I'll go over delete in Rails. Right? It's a lot more robust, a lot more easy to understand, but I actually want to get to the point of this lecture, and that is like building that associated object. Cool? Almost forgot, right? Not on my watch. So we have two models, right? This Pokemon and this trainer. We have this trainer's controller. So now we need what controller? Very good. Pokemon. Cool. What? Oh, that was only in the app name right here. Bloop. Right? But I mean, I named the rest of it fine.
Okay.
Cool. Like the table, and then the model.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's basically when I was like, if I get sued, it's fine, because I ain't got no money. I'm a teacher. So, Pokemon's controller, right? What do I need in here? Well, I can build the 7 RESTful routes, and I can go over CRUD again. But I will be building so many CRUD apps for you that it's kind of like not like fun, right? You just need to understand the core fundamentals of CRUD, but then you will build your custom features. When we get to Rails, I'll show you custom routing, custom methods, custom features. But just for Sinatra, just to get that base understanding, we're just going to do like the CRUD, right? I don't need to show you index and show because one, I've done it already inside trainers, right? I just want to get to that meat of it. That is like, how do I build this form and this associated object? So what is the first thing I need to build when doing the create? Breaks down into 2 parts, right? What 2 parts? Right? There's the new action, and then there's the actual creation action. The new is going to give me what? The form, right? And because I'm simply getting information, I'm getting this form, what verb will I be using? Very good. Right? And then get to slash, this is trainers. Okay, just kidding. Okay, I copied that too quickly. And this is going to be what? Pokemons? Pokemons. Right? And this is the new. Do I have some sort of ID here? Oh. Right, because I don't have like an object in my database that I'm looking for when I'm building a new one. So, just new. Cool. So, do action. Do I need anything from my model? Do I need anything from my model? No, right? So now what is the response? I'm going to simply ERB, right, inside my Pokemons folder and new. So I have trainers here. Inside my views, Shift A gives me the folder, Pokemons. Inside the Pokemons, which is different from trainers, I'm going to have new here, right? Different new from this new. Yeah, cool. So I'm just going to add a H3 because it gets smaller and smaller for no reason. Pokemon form for a new Pokemon, 152, right? Because we all know there's only 151, right? Right? That's right. That's right. It's 1999 over here. So, I can see you like making fun of me. I can see you. All right. Right? What is the route here when I'm actually trying to create with the form? Very good, right? Post to Pokemons, right? Is there like a new here? Nah, right? So I know if I'm posting to Pokemons, I'm probably already making a new one. Bloop. And what do I want to do here? Is there something from the model that I need? And what's that? Well, what is this create action doing? So smart, so smart. Cool. What am I doing here? Am I just dropping in params like a G? Let's take a look here, right? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Cool, right? You're just shouting words out at me, right? So remember this post, right? Oh no. Oh god, I forgot how to get it into that. Do you guys remember? That's okay. Anyways, this is a post to slash Pokemons. My form should be a post to. Cool, right? Then I have my inputs, my inputs, my inputs, and my inputs, right? Cool, I know I need to submit it. If I remember correctly, which I don't, I have a nickname, health, and a trainer ID. Cool. I have nickname, right? Remember, these are the attributes that come across. I have health. I have some sort of trainer ID, and then I have a submit. Do I want to hard code values in here or no? Who's that Pokemon? Huh? Here's the weird part. Ready? Let's actually hit this binding and take a look to see what happens. Cool? If I post to Pokemons with a binding inside post to Pokemons, what will happen when I submit the form? What will happen when I go to post Pokemons? Very good. All right. How do I get to post Pokemons? Can I just type it in here? Let me just watch this. Ready? Post Pokemons. Is that gonna work? Thank you. Thank you. No, it's not gonna work. Right? I have to do get to Pokemon's new to get the form, and on the form I can submit it to get to post Pokemons. Right? Cool beans. So I can do to Pokemons, a little bit new action. I should see some sort of form. I spell something wrong?
Oh, did you use it?
Attaboy. And girl, whoever it was. Wow, powerful team. It's like you're learning. Bloop. And now I should see the form, right? Look what happens when I don't put placeholders. Trash user experience, right? It's trash. Anyways, look, I'm just trying to hit the binding, cool? 1 star, right? 1 star. If I hit this, I should hit the, yeah, I'm gonna hit this post to Pokemons, and then I'm gonna hit the pry. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Cool. So what are params here? They're all empty, right? Can I do Pokemon dot create with just a nickname, right? And that nickname will be Charcrismander, right? Sure, I don't know. Cool, right? It looks like I actually need to like associate this like trainer ID. So I have to have the user put in like this trainer ID. Does that make sense? So like let's just make another trainer, right? What does trainer have? Trainer dot create with like T name. Like I don't know, what's a trainer name? Does anyone want to be a Pokemon trainer? John Martinez. Okay. Cool. And how many badges do you have? Powerful, powerful. Cool. And then does anyone else want to be a trainer? Okay. How about Chef, it's your boy RD, right? Also 2 badges, right? It gets more ridiculous. I read this like Reddit thing once, and it was like, hey, I'm like a 30-year-old professor. How do I relate to my 20-year-old kids? It's like just walk in there and tell them that, hey, what's up, kids? It's Wednesday, my dudes. I'm your professor. Chef, it's your boy, R. Dab. And I was like, yo! Back to coding. I have to, right, when making a Pokemon, give it a nickname, health, and this trainer ID. So naturally, that's why inside my new, right, I had a nickname. All right, let's like put placeholders here. Right. I'm not as powerful as Mike Chang, so my keyboard shortcuts are going to be what you would describe as slow. Right? So placeholder here is just like some name, right? Give me some health, which I think is like a number, I think. And then a trainer ID, best guess, right? Guess, right? Here's what I mean by that. Am I in the bride? Yeah, cool. Here's what I mean by that. When I go back to Pokemon/new, cool, right? Here is the name, right? Cool Pokemon name. Mrs. Mime, right? I don't know, it's 2018. It could be whatever you want, right? What is health? I think it's a number, right? I don't know. What's a good health? What? All right, 96.
I thought it was 2018.
It is. It is. And you could be whatever you want to be, right? So best guess, right? Here is the trainer ID I want to associate this Pokemon with. When you're a user on my website and I'm like, hey, what trainer does this Pokemon belong to? It's like, I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Martinez. And you're like, great. Do you know what his ID? I'm like, I don't know, 7? I don't know. This is a terrible user experience. Does that make sense? Like, I cannot and should not have my user guessing the ID of the trainer in my database that I want to associate with. That's like crazy to me. Wouldn't it be nice if we were older? Oh, it says Wang, huh? Okay, just leave that alone. Wouldn't it be nice if this was some sort of like drop down, right? Where I can just like pick one of the trainers that already exist. You know what I'm saying? That would be cool, huh? Because I'm a dirtbag, right? In HTML, how do I do a drop down? Oh, okay, all right. Okay. Select tag, powerful class, but y'all got confused during the A tag in Chris's lecture. Oh, didn't think I knew about that one, huh? I was sitting there the whole time. The whole time, right? So here's the example, right? All I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna take this, and I see this input. What I could do is go bloop, right? Make sure my indentation is correct, right? And I just want this like drop down. I just want to see, and you'll see, this is exactly how code works, right? I'm going to copy something because I think I know how to implement it. Then I'm going to slowly break it down, anamorph style, and like turn it into something that I know and recognize, and now it's mine. And the power is yours, Captain Planet, right? Cool. There's a lot in there just now. This is like kind of what I want, right? Except I don't want Volvo, Saab, and Mercedes. I want like the trainer names, right? Okay, so I don't need this anymore, right? This is trash, right? This is a terrible user experience. I don't even know no old James. Go on. What I really want is inside this select. Wouldn't it be nice if I had something like all the trainers dot each do, right, with the trainer, and make one of these options? Wouldn't that be nice, right? Well, that look like a Ruby, right? Do I want this each to display or no? No, I'm taking away that equal sign. Quick, fast, in a hurry. Cool. Now, I'm going to end this. Cool. Does trainers exist inside my new? Well, let's think. In my Pokemon's controller, inside my new, does @trainers exist? Well, it looked like I probably should have asked something from my model, but I can ask right now, right? Remember that chef that was like, I love my job? Here we go. Trainers equals trainer.all. Now I'm iterating through each of the trainers. And let's do this. Ready? Do I want to build 4 for each of these trainers? Nah, I'm just going to do this, right? Oh, God. You let me just do this horrible indentation? It's terrible. So what's happening is for each of these trainers, I'm going to create a new option. Unfortunately, this option is going to say Volvo, right? And then I'm going to end. So I'm going to just refresh. And what I should see is X amount of Volvos, but how many? Why am I seeing 1, 2, 3, 4? Why am I seeing 5? Because I have 5 trainers, right? Because in this each block, it's going over each one and making this. Instead of Volvo, can't I put trainer.tname? Yeah, except what will come out is literally trainer.tname because looking like a Ruby. So, can't I do? Wow. Powerful. Powerful. We ain't done yet, right? Oh. But I have 5 minutes? Great, here we go. I'm going to power through this. Dig++, right? So, remember I'm here, right? What do you think my params are going to come across? Remember, I said the value inside the input comes across as the value in my params. Does that make sense? What do you think the value my params are going to come across as? Well, it'll be, just kidding, Volvo. No matter what I select, it'll always be Volvo because I'm hard coding Volvo inside this value. Remember, what is name in my params hash? The key. Do I have name inside this select tag anywhere? That's right, not yet. You know it. You know where I'm going. Do I want to put name in the option? Or do I want to put name in the select? Remember, it's the key, right? The key should be the baseline that controls any of the values that I get. So, do I want name here? Yeah. Or do I want name here? Right? So let's put name here.
What would it look like?
But just for you, name equals to, I don't know. Right? Very good suggestion, thank you. Good, good. Keep them coming. Cool. So if I were to put, I don't know. I'm tired, right? Tired. What's tired in like language? 7, 3, 3, 6? 4, 1. Awesome. Ready? And I would put Dick Ward. Who's that Pokemon? I hit my binding, I hit my params, and I see, nothing came across as my params because the key doesn't exist. Because I put the key in option, which is, right? I want that key right here in option because option is the parent tag. I'm sorry, select is the parent tag to all of my options. Ready? So if I leave value as Volvo, let's take a look. I'm gonna get out of here, bang out of there real quick, go back to my new, and do just something. All right, all right. Bad seed data. Chef, it's your boy RD, right? Come across, get right back into my params, and I see Volvo every time. Let's check. Okay, that's interesting. / new. And then let's do John Martinez, right? I don't know. KO. 7. Who's that Pokemon? We'll check the params, and I should see Volvo again. Because I'm hard coding, no matter what I pick, no matter what select I actually choose, no matter what option, Volvo will always be the answer. Is there a way I can dynamically assign, based on this each, a value, right? Like, I don't know, trainer. But that's just hard-coded. I'm looking for this trainer, right? Maybe trainer.tname, health, right? We want the ID? Really? Who says ID? Man, y'all smart class. So smart. Is that gonna work? Because it looked like a Ruby, right? I'm gonna get fired. Don't fire me. I like this job. So here's what I can see inside. Here's what I can see inside my form. Ready? I can go inside this, select tag, bloop. I can see the value is 1, 2, 3, 4, pointing to the actual correct person. So when I do, let's say, John Martinez, I should see 4 come across as the value. Does that make sense? Like literally 4 come across as the value. Could not be more explicit. So what's this name? Real one, because we're actually gonna make it. Numbers is like, I don't know, 100. We're basic, right? Hey, is that Pokemon? We'll finally see what I wanna see, and that is, oh God, I'm sorry. I need what in here? ID? Or do I need and so, like I said, finally, right? 1,000, right? John Martinez. Who's that Pokemon? Hitting the params, I'm getting the trainer ID with 4 in this much better user experience. Can I now do Pokemon.create with these params? Sure, why not? Yes, because I have all the names and the attributes lining up. Cool. If I want it to be in best practice, right? Notice how my new and edit form are a little bit different. What's different about that edit form? What's different about that edit form? And this is an edit form for a new Pokemon, right? So what would I want to name this nested hash? Right? Pokemon. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of that. How would I do it here? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then finally, bloop, 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 bloop. All right, let's make a new Pokemon. Raichu. Health, 255, right? Okay, nobody. Okay, got it? Thank you. No, that's not it. Of course, powerful. So who's that Pokemon? I'm finally gonna get the params. But inside this params, specifically, I have a key of Pokemon that's gonna give me what I really want. Now I can do that Pokemon.create or that nested hash in the same way that I'm going to use this exact same form for edit. Because it's gonna eliminate the underscore method and it's gonna eliminate the ID coming through on those extra inputs that I'm gonna have in there. All right, just moving like and thinking one step ahead. Cool? So finally, I can do params with that key of Pokemon. And then, do I want an ERB here? Do I want an ERB here? I want to. All right, to what? Slash Pokemons slash, right, ID. So Pokemon.id at Pokemon. Now you're just, what? Probably pattern matching. Is there a way I can get this, after I make a new Pokemon, to redirect to the trainer that it belongs to? Ready? Oops, I deleted something I should not have deleted. So I can just do Pokemon. Because I'm not passing it to the view. So I don't need the instance variable, right? I want to go to the trainers show page. And that is /trainers/ID. So I can go to /trainers, but I want to go to which ID though? That trainer that Pokemon belongs to. So remember, active record magic. I have this Pokemon object. Can I ask for its trainer? Can I ask for that particular trainer's? So even though I'm in the Pokemon's controller, I can redirect to trainers, and that particular Pokemon's trainer's ID will give me this route. It will then do @trainer.find, right, with the ID, which came from here. Then it will ERB it, right? Can I do? Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, that'll totally work too. Smart. Yeah, that'll totally work. Like where your head's at. Smarter than me. Cool. This is very good, yeah? And here is exactly why, if I were to ERB, right, trainers show, what will happen? If I ERB trainers show, it's immediately going to go into trainers with a, oh, there is no show, I didn't build it, huh? It's going to go into show, right? And inside show is going to have instance variable called @trainer. Does @trainer exist here? No. So will @trainer inside the ERB for trainer show work? No, it will break. And this is exactly what I mean, is like as your app gets more complicated, as it gets more robust, all right, you're going to want to redirect it because @trainer exists here. So when I render trainer show here, trainer will exist, and then it will work. So it's better I do the redirect, and this is bad. Let me just add some comments in here. Bad. And I have time for just clarifying questions, and that's pretty much it. Yes, sir.
If Pokemon is an instance variable, is it available in the trainer?
Yes. If I were to do this, and then I ERB'd and not redirected, @Pokemon will exist in trainer show. But in trainer show, will I ever use @Pokemon? No, I'm probably going to use @trainer. Again, will break. So I only need the instance if I'm going to pass it into the view, which I don't. And so this is kind of why you can start to see, as I use post, put, patch, and delete, ERBing is probably not the right answer. Cool? So this is how I can redirect to a different path. If there are no other questions, that's all I got for you today. Cool?